Welcome to the Neen Valley Role-Playing Association, a group of friends who like to play RPGs, that's role-playing games, and try and have fun. If you like the video, please like and subscribe.
Excellent. Everybody, welcome back to watching the Neen Valley Role-Playing Association play Savage Worlds Deadlands. Specifically, we're playing Horror at Headstone Hill, which is a phenomenal box set that comes with maps and handouts and all sorts of amazing things to get the game going. It's a sandbox campaign where you have a whole county in Wyoming to explore, multiple towns, lots of ways the adventure can go. You can just jump in and just solve the main adventure immediately, or you can venture out and do all sorts of things. It's a great setup. You can run for quite a decent amount of time. With that said, our small team, because like we said, this is sort of written for about 4 players, is bravely taking on the horrors at Headstone Hill with 3 cowpokes. I'd like to introduce them, starting out with Christine, who's playing Sarah.
Sarah says.
I don't know if I would let Rob take over speaking for you.
Yeah, probably not
If you come anywhere near me or my posse, I'll burn you at the stake.
Oh, okay.
So you actually have a secondary individual with you as almost a character in his own right. You want to talk about Roger?
I have a lovely little raccoon called Roger. And Roger is currently curled up in a ball and wounded.
Yeah, he's not doing so well right at the very moment.
He's not.
Way to bring up something that was a sensitive subject. Man, look at me.
Yep. Yep.
Rob, tell us about your character, Chase.
What haven't I said about him? He's English. He's part of a crack elite team of freedom fighters that goes round in a wagon with 6 black horses, and they've got a massive A painted on the side of the tarpaulin for the wagon, and the big boss man always smokes a cigar.
And of course, that's all untrue. I'll leave it now to Pete to try and salvage what was a great set of introductions. Rosco, played by Pete.
Go, Pete, go, Dream. You're muted. You're muted.
Another success.
Okay. Yay. That was so in character as well. I can't. No, sorry, my motivation's gone. Rosco Trafton, gunslinger, bounty hunter,
Nice.
lone wolf.
So why are you guys here in this town? No,
you
you're
asked
not
us to
exactly in
play.
the town. Why are you out here?
You asked us to play this adventure.
Yeah, exactly.
We're here in this lawless town because one of the officials or officiates of the secret circle, however it goes, has basically gone missing, and we've been tasked with trying to find out exactly what's going on over here. And I think I'm right in saying put right any wrongs that have been wronged. And we've already got the gentleman's house that he was renting. We found something that that is going to make us uber rich when we steal it and get rid of it and pawn it off somewhere else.
Don't talk about that demon piano like that. We're not selling it. It plays good music.
No, it was out of tune. I told it so.
Only after you hit it.
Well, yeah, okay. That is a good point, actually. So we might have to repair it, and then we can sell it as one of those piano things that just play on its own. Get it to do a bit of Camptown races, and everybody will love it. They won't know. And then we went over to where Len's mining partner is, who stupidly pulled a gun on Chase. Or on myself, yeah, but he was more scared of Sarah for some reason. I don't know what type of bodice she's wearing today, but maybe he's, yeah.
Like one.
I'll do it. I'm scared of your black bodice as well. And then he took us down to some miners that were having problems with people trying to force them off the land, and it was Easton's son. So yeah, I shot his hat off his head, and he basically went off scampering without actually returning fire, which is unusual because the little prick was very forthright in his anger management issues when we came out of the his old man's place, yeah. So I just don't like him. He's a bellend of the highest order of bellends, really. So they've gone off down south, and then we decided to go and investigate a hole in the ground where spooky shit happens, and it's actually called Spooky Hole or Hollow. And when we had to leave the horses tied up somewhere, and and then we went in on foot, and then some headless horsemen decided to come, and yeah, we were playing tag for a while. And now we dispatched 6 of them, and now another 6 have come, and we've kind of in a position of shit. What do? We can't get out of there. So
thankfully,
but we haven't really had that
guys
conversation yet.
Have new sets of bennies. I will ask for a is it notice roll? I'm looking really quickly to make sure I know my skills.
It would be a notice roll, yeah.
From all of you guys.
There's my wild dice. Get in there.
Look at that. There's 2 successes, and then one's got a success with the raise. And Christine. Okay, Rosco, Chase.
I got a raise.
I think that probably Sarah is preoccupied with scooping up Roger and getting him out of harm's way.
Yeah.
The other two of you, I just say that's probably you. Tell me what you're doing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
those of you that pass this notice roll, these are not a new set of headless horsemen. These are the same set. There's enough recognizable that if you had probably already guessed that, but I figured let's go ahead and get that out in the open.
Yeah. Okay.
Here.
I think I'm going to do a bit of whistling, and more for Sarah than for anything else. And I'm going to say, might as well go in the crack in the rocks. At least they'll only be able to come at us one at a time.
Yep.
Shall we?
Definitely.
All right.
Let's get running.
So I will say that you guys can all pile into, we'll just sort of stack your characters in a line sort of up this defile in whatever order you want. You guys rearrange yourselves as you wish. But it comes to an end right about where Roger's at. And at that end point, there is a hole going straight down. It's about the width of Chase or Roscoe's shoulders, maybe just a little bit wider. The rocks themselves are a bit jagged. And from where you just peek down with what little sunlight you've got coming in at this angle, you can see it's probably 15-ish feet down, maybe more, to a wet-looking rocky ground. And you can see a pile. Oh, I say pile. You can see a good half dozen white gourd-shaped
We can see
protrusions
skulls.
on the floor. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you can see skulls.
We can see skulls. Yeah, yeah. I can see skulls. I can see skulls, boys.
Yep.
Half a dozen skulls. I know what a skull is when I'm looking at it.
How
That
far
you
down
do,
is it,
and that's what it is.
Sarah?
Sorry?
How far down is it?
About 15 foot.
Ah, yeah, we can scramble down that.
You can hang and drop. Yep, and you'd only be dropping about 6 feet.
Question is, do we want to put these guys to rest and try and appease them, bring the skulls up and rejoin them with the bodies and give them a decent burial? Or do we want to smash the skulls?
One of the
There's
bodies
not a lot.
is gone. I kind of
Yeah,
smashed
there's
that
not a lot
body
left
up.
of the bodies.
So we've only got 5 bodies.
Somebody was stomping the bodies, so
Yeah.
so that whole thing may be out.
and pooping all over them. It was not
Yeah,
pleasant. So
It was not a
I didn't poop
Okay.
all over them.
okay.
just the one of them.
Yeah,
With that, Rob.
I got
Oh,
Joker.
no way. No
We
way.
got a skull.
Hey, let's have those bennies.
That
But-
is a way to start. Let me get those bennies dealt.
Yeah. And also, are you putting a round tracker up, boss?
Just a second.
No worries.
Thank you very much for saying that. And
I'll stick
Deal.
Roger and the siren on the round
Order.
tracker. Oh, mind you, they are
Bang.
already.
all with bees for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know. And
Mm.
okay. So you've got the Joker to choose what you want to do with. And then Chase, you get 2 cards as well, correct?
You just did me.
Yeah.
No, I meant Roscoe.
Yeah.
Ace
Ace of Hearts.
That ain't bad.
Nope. I'll take it.
Siren. Oh, 3 of diamonds.
Mm.
Not so hot.
Goody, goody,
You got-
goody.
And then
You get some time to think.
your raccoon, just in case he does anything, is an 8 of clubs. And for the bad guys, they're going on a 9 of spades. And I am going to give you guys control over the bad guys' tokens as we start doing this, so that you guys can help me with conditions and things like that as it becomes something that happens. Here we go. All right. Oh, that says determine by character settings. Okay, I may not be able to do that easily, so don't worry about it. Just help me make sure I do it. Okay, with that, Chase, are you going to jump in first, or are you going to be waiting?
I think the siren will be of more use to guarding against the headless horseman than little old me. So I'm going to make like a rabbit and shag everything down the hole. I mean, I'm going to make like a fox and dart in the den.
Okay, you can push past and let yourself down. You are, with this action, you can get down there.
Yeah.
And do you want to do anything?
Yeah, take multiple actions. I mean,
Yeah.
you can take 3 actions in this round. You'll have penalties, but hey, if it's a defenseless skull that you want to stomp on,
Exactly.
Yeah. So I knew that when we came across the zombies in that town, headshots or tackling them and basically blunt force trauma to the skull seems to do the job on those type of things. And ghosties, I think, the skull or whatever the trinket is destroying whatever has the power wrapped around it. So I'm thinking it's the skull. So I'm going to pick up 2 skulls, smash them together, and do a little jig on 2 more whilst I'm smashing those 2 together. So I'm going to try and go for 4 of them.
Okay.
To see what happens.
So I am going to have you make a roll just to make sure you don't screw anything up. And we'll just make it in a regular unarmed attack roll. And
so, normal fighting.
You only have to... Yeah. You're going to hit. So I'll just need you to roll the damage. You're rolling it against a toughness of 5. Is that your...
Well, that's fighting.
That was a fighting roll.
Yep, you hit. They're not
so
moving.
it'll be strength then, won't it?
Just strength, I think.
Strength.
Yeah,
for the damage.
I'm fighting is.
Yeah, no, I got it.
So
can I push it?
Well, with a Benny.
Well, I can't push it without the Benny.
No, that's Call of Cthulhu.
Okay.
We play so many systems. It's any wonder that we can keep track of what we're doing.
Okay. Okay, so that's the first action. So multiple actions. How many can I have?
Yep. You can have up to 3 actions.
Okay, I'll try it again. This time I'm just going to concentrate on the 2 in each skull in my hand.
Okay, just do it.
Okay. So strength check again. There you go.
And I don't think I take anything off on damage. So there you go. You smash both of those skulls.
Does the damage wild dice apply if you didn't roll over on the attack?
Oh, that is true. The wild dice does not on damage.
Wild dice doesn't.
Thank you so much.
There's got to be another way of doing
only
this.
If you roll over on the attack, I think is the rule.
Yes, it is. It is absolutely correct.
You got to get a raise.
What is the damage for unarmed combat? There is actually a proper thing, isn't there?
D4, I think, actually.
So it's
Strength
D4
plus
plus strength.
Yeah, I think it is.
Right.
So you need to roll D4s for those other ones to add on.
So damage only, strength plus D4.
Go ahead and roll,
there you go.
Roll for each of
Weapon,
those.
unarmed ARD.
So you can go for the first one, which is a 2 now. So roll your d4.
No, the first one was a 3.
I see 3 fightings in a... Oh, I see a fighting. That's right.
You got a
So
fighting,
3
then 2 strengths. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
second one is the first damage roll.
All right.
So
So,
3 plus a
3.
d4. Whee!
That's what we want is the fist attack. So
Yeah.
we'll just do that. Just
That's
fist
it,
attack
yeah,
twice.
yeah.
So you have smashed the 2 in your hand.
okay.
Okay.
So in which case, then can I pick up another 2 and do those?
Yes.
That's a no. I'll try
And
it
that's a
again.
no. How many attacks have you done?
Well, if we're counting the fact that my fighting was rolled incorrectly because you asked for
Okay, go
damage,
ahead. Go
so
ahead. Go
that's
ahead.
the second one technically, and then this
Fair
one
enough.
will be the third one, which I've got
There you
8.
go. So
that's
4
3
of the
attacks.
6. Yep. So 4 of the 6 skulls are crushed. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I shout up and I go, I got rid of 4 of the skulls. What's happening out there?
One of them's gone. 2 of them are gone. It's working. Keep going.
Okay.
Okay. Very good. We are now to who?
One has 2 wounds and is stunned, apparently.
Rosco.
Or shaken.
Fine. I'm sorry.
Rosco's next on Ace of Hearts.
Yeah. I did not rearrange these. That's my own fault. Card suit.
All right. No worries.
Sort. There we go. That should be in order. Okay, we're Rosco.
Okay, so stepping over to the hole, can I see the last 2 skulls?
Yes, you can.
I'm going
You
to
wanna
shoot
just
them.
blast them.
I'm just going to blast them.
Well done. That's actually really smart because just giving these guys a chance, you guys are all lined up right there where they could just be blasting with their blast all over you. Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Just need a 4 on the old shooting. You're doing 2 actions, but are you a 2-gun kid?
yeah, so I can shoot again if I need to. So...
Okay,
That'll
that
do.
was it. With the bonus.
And... Let's go.
What?
One.
It's a hit. And there we go. And like that, the threat is gone. Deep breath. You guys were able to outwit the problem that was given you. Yes, there's some injury, and yes, there's a limp raccoon to deal with. Yes, there is one of you that needs a shower, or excuse me, a bath and a change of clothes.
And a
But
new
other-
pair of pants.
And some
Yes,
hair dye.
again.
Again.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah. Otherwise, you came out of this relatively unscathed, going up against 6 creatures that had 3 wounds apiece. So well done, bravo to the team for pulling this off. And now, what are you guys gonna do?
I think we should see what we can do for our raccoon friend.
Gotcha. So there is a roll that can be made called healing, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you guys want to make,
Skill I do not have. Is it a skill or is it?
it is
It's
a
a
skill.
It's a spell, isn't it?
There's
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
also
spell as
there
well.
is a spell as well, but there is a skill.
Yeah. Let me see here. I'm going to try and pull it up really quick and see if I can see it on a different ones. So it is...
I've got it under my skills, but I don't believe I've actually ever put any points in it. I think that's come about from when you had a look at my character sheet, Anthony, and you did something about the skills, and then I had a whole list of them appear.
Page 96, healing.
It's not a
Good.
it's not an unskilled one, is it?
So I'm not seeing that on your list of skills for you guys, but you're saying 96. That's the spell, correct?
No, that's not the spell.
That's how to heal.
Spell's on 162. Healing and talking about healing is on page 96.
Okay. Can you elucidate really quickly and
Nope.
succinctly? No.
Nope. I'm not on that page.
96.
I've just written down where it's in the book. Because I was looking at trying to take the spell, and then I realized I can't because it's not a witch's spell.
Yep.
I must admit, on the PDF, I find it really helpful because they've hyperlinked the page numbers in the index. So if you go to the index, look up healing, it says 96. Just click on the 96, takes you straight there.
Brilliant. So beat me there, and then tell me, and then I'm working on it as well.
Well, I say that.
96 healing. Boom. Okay. The healing skill is used to remove, so there is a healing skill.
Right. So subtract 1 from healing rolls without a basic first aid kit. Anybody got a first aid kit? I do
does
not.
Anyone have healing as a skill?
How about we go back to the miners?
There you go.
They will hopefully have someone skilled in healing and have basic healing supplies.
And as long as you're in the golden hour, you guys need to move fairly rapidly to get everybody back. So let's do that. So
how many wounds does he have?
1.
But that's what he's got.
Okay, in that case, natural healing. Make a vigor roll every 5 days. Success recovers 1 wound, and a raise recovers 2.
Yep. However, we haven't gone through the day yet. All right.
No, but we can wake him up.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
With the
So
vigor roll?
if he's only got 1 wound, I would just let the natural 5 days take its course, as long as he doesn't take any more wounds. But he's not my familiar. What do you want to do, Sarah?
I assume you're walking back to the horses while you're talking.
Yeah. I mean, we could basically, I'd say we take him back. I'm sure that someone there will be, you get lots of injuries when you're a miner.
Yep. I totally agree. I think we
Very,
take him
very
back to
good.
the miners and see if we've got somebody there with any healing skills.
So what I will do
Patients who
is
survive their initial trauma have about an hour.
we will where am I? I want to go to the mining
Yeah,
camp.
however more like-
So we will cut to the chase, and you guys travel back across that high windswept prairie and down across through the foothills and across. And you get back to the mining camp towards evening. And sure enough, if I were right here, I'd give you the name. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry about that. Here we go. Apologize. Okay, so Tyree Logan is the guy that you guys rescued there. Prospector Bob is still there with them. They're sitting around a campfire out front. Myra, the sister of Tyree, is there, and she goes, "Oh, you were injured,
ma'am."
And she immediately goes to get a medicine bag. Okay, so we'll work with that. So I think that Myra is going to be working on whoever is wounded. Who all is wounded? You're not.
I think Chases has a wounded pride.
Yep. Yes, because that white thing that went straight down. They're
going to notice that.
Yeah, that's not good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
Spooks Hollow is now
Bob
minus 6 spooks.
Bob says, wait. Are you saying it was actual actual ghosts.
Well,
No.
he thought there was. It scared the proverbial right out of him.
I can see.
Yeah,
Well,
it came out both both sides.
Stay upwind. Stay upwind is my recommendation.
They were
Myra, have the kids set up a bath, please. Oof. Yeah.
I was just gonna wipe
Yeah,
my ass on the tall
some
grass.
there were some bandits up there. They were obviously, trying to
Headless.
scare folks. But we took care of them. They shouldn't be bothering you no more.
Boy, what you guys did is a good thing. That's so many of the miners have been terrified or even hurt, maimed, killed by that strange posse. Don't know what to say. That's a great thing you done.
It was
Myra,
it was worth the defecation of my long johns.
So out of character,
yes.
I think our job is not to educate people as to the existence of the non-material, the supernatural. Yeah,
Sounds good.
Because I think that doesn't that raise the fear level?
I think you can lower the fear level by telling your stories about how you defeated it and overcame it. And I don't know if you can do. I think you can do that by also keeping it.
Keeping
They
it
were
under wraps.
a bunch of hoodlums. We put them down. Not having any problems. So that's a good thing.
So yeah. So did you see the note about the witches and the fear level?
Yes, and that is something that I need to take into effect. And let me really quick look up that while you guys are talking. And Myra is going to be working on Roger during this discussion.
Oh, lovely.
And I will look up the fear level for the areas you're at. Work that. What is your Heaston Hill is fear level 3.
Quite high then.
Yep.
So that means I think Christine gets a bonus, doesn't she?
No.
No, does it have
It
be
needs
full?
to be four level of fear level of 4 or 5.
Okay. So there's a couple of towns in the area that are at 4. So we'll remember that when we get there. That I need to check that out and make sure that I'm giving her due justice. This is also why the ghost rock in the house that you're staying in seems to up her powers. Same concept.
So I'm just thinking, if she gets a boost from the fear level, she must have some sort of innate sense of when it's high.
I think that
It's
she
like
would.
fingering of her fingertips or something.
I think she would, wouldn't she? I mean, she would know her magic is more effective, and she knows her magic is dark magic, black magic. So I think you would be able to roll into a town and go, you would at least know it's roughly enough that it's giving you a bonus. And if you're talking, Christine, you're muted.
No, I'm not.
I just saw your cat's mouth moving.
Oh yeah.
Yes. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Roger gets his wounds bathed. His fur is now slicked down on those areas. She takes a needle and thread and sutures up the largest of the wounds. Bandages. She gets a sharp knife and removes a little bit of fur around it so the bandage will stick. She says you'll have to keep him from picking at that. But with that, his wound is removed, and he starts to come to in your lap, sort of looking around. What's going on? Where am I? Type of thing, and he appears really thirsty. So they bring over some water, and he laps that up in a hurry. I don't know if you know that. I think it's raccoons don't create any saliva. Is that correct? I think that's correct. That's why they always dip their food in water. They'll go down to a creek and do that. Yeah. There's a thing. So you are at the miners' camp, and Bob says, "Well, you darn earned it. I can take you back and show you what Lynn left." You guys are wanting to see that tonight.
Mighty handy.
Yeah.
All right, well, follow me. And so you guys, actually, they have just finished off making the bath, setting the bath out, hot water.
Yeah.
I think we ought to wait till after that's taken place, even just for our noses' sake.
So what I do is I take my chaps off, take my boots off, and I basically just sit in the bath.
Little kid brings you a bar of soap, it's that nice lye soap that'll take the skin right off you. But so you're sort of behind the house. What I'm going to give Christine and Pete the chance to do is something. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, well, I'm not going to give them that chance. No one wants that.
Well, if I'm getting a bar of soap, I might as well take my long johns off and wash those in the bath with me.
No, you wash them after you get out.
What you want? You want to see my bare naked ass bent over the bathtub, washing my long johns?
I don't want to see none of that. That's happening around the corner.
With my dingleberries just dangling there.
No,
you are well behind the house. They have placed your house well behind on purpose. Help me find the interlude deal, folks.
Or
what?
The what?
Interlude in the
interlude.
Because I'm going to have
in the standard rules.
They may be in the standard rules. They may be in the Weird West rules.
Okay.
Because I want to say they're in the Weird West rule. Maybe
interlude standard rules, page 130.
Perfect.
Oh, just moved that off there.
All
that
right.
Plonk ahead.
So here's what's going to happen: is I'm going to draw for both Pete and Christine. So for Rosco and Sarah. Rosco, you have a club. So you can do one of the three. And if you do, you will have inspiration that you have a extra D6 you can roll and add to anything. Damage, a skill roll, things like that. So this is you doing a little chance to role play, a little bit about your backstory. You can talk about I'm in diamonds. You can talk about a tale of misfortune from heroes past. You can go ahead.
I'm not prepared for this.
I know.
It says you receive a penny.
Yeah.
I'm most certainly not.
Oh, you're not. So you get hearts. Now, what you could do is practice a skill. Do you have one of your skills that you would be fiddling around with in this downtime? Or you can make up a story about how your party endured a hardship on the journey out to this town. Or you can tell a little bit about your backstory of when you got away from the witches. I'm excited to hear a little bit about that at some point. Oh, am I stretching you guys role playing ability? Heaven forbid that I do that.
Whilst I'm in the bathtub.
You're in the back of the bathtub.
Yeah.
Wash yourself.
Yeah.
These guys are around the campfire talking. You're by yourself.
I'll shout across.
I'm giving these two the opportunity just because they happen to be there.
But I want a penny.
Of course you do. You guys all have 4 right now.
Yeah, that's not enough.
It's never enough. Any thoughts for either one of you? And we don't have to do this. We can cruise right on. And you guys can just think about this as a thing I may bring up from time to time as a means to give you extra bennies and inspirations and stuff like that.
So, I'll tell you folks about the time I was hunting Tulsa Jack up in
Tulsa Jack.
Tulsa Jack, yeah. You know her name?
I know the name. What was he wanted for? This is Bob. He's interested. I mean, sitting around a campfire telling stories. This is Netflix and chill. This is awesome.
Oh, yeah. So he was involved. Him and his gang. He was involved with a train hijack back up in North Dakota.
Oh.
And yeah, some folks got killed. Wasn't very successful because most of his gang was killed at the time. So they put a bounty on his head. I had to track him through North Dakota. But God, that weather.
I bet.
That was
I bet.
Weeks I tracked him down. My supplies ran out. I was hunting for food as much as I was hunting him. But I tracked him down in the end.
And he put up a fight. You can see all around the campfire, everybody's gathered to hear this story.
Well, when I caught up with him, he was in a bad way. He hadn't been quite so successful as I had with my hunting, shall we say. Not but skin and bones he was. To be honest, he was grateful to see me. He said to me, please, the end of a rope would be a mercy.
Wow. Did you haul him back?
Oh yeah. I hauled him back. Got to see that man eat. Not but an animal.
Boy, that bounty hunting's that's man's work. Wow. You can tell everybody's pretty thrilled. The little girl, and I think her name was, and I'll look her up in a minute. She says, she looks up at Sarah. How did you get to be so cool, so tough? I think "cool's" the wrong word in this day and age.
Yeah.
But you get the gist. She's, this is a liberated, powerful woman who is running down bad guys. So she's very interested in hearing about that.
Sorry, what was her name again?
You would do that.
Yep.
Yeah. You're not playing around. You're gonna get the full words here. Okay. Her name was Candy.
Candy.
Candy, Candy. She's probably about 8, you think.
Candy. Well, now, Candy, I'd love to tell you the story behind my my adventures, but I don't know that we really have the time for that. And I got something I really need to do with here, and I'm wondering if you can help me with it a little bit. And basically, to divert the little girl, Sarah starts twisting her fingers, shaping them, and pulling and weaving. And she starts, kind of like she does with her spells, she starts pulling little bits of shadow out of from underneath the rocks and from around the campfire. It's playing in the fire there. She's pulling out little strands of shadows, and she starts weaving them together, and she basically starts forming an illusion. So she's basically practicing her new skill.
I like it.
Of illusion. and she starts weaving away, and she starts creating the image of this tree. And it's this little, it's sort of just a thin little cherry tree. It's about 7 foot tall, and you can see basically it's forming its way up this cherry tree. Little leaves are popping on it, and they're in this beautiful sort of reddish color.
Wow.
So it's obviously in autumn, and she starts forming. There's couple little birds sitting side by side on one of the branches, looking at each other and looking at the little girl.
Wow.
And you can see the wind is basically drifting through the trees, and the leaves are just shimmering a little bit on there.
Excellent. I can just imagine that. Oh, go ahead.
So she starts forming. She says, "What do you think, Candy? Do you think this would pass?"
Let me add a little bit of color in that. Around this campfire, you were sitting sort of on this side, where over here would probably be where you're making the tree. And it's behind the backs of all the adults.
Uh-huh.
And the only ones that see it are Rosco, who's in the middle of telling his story, and he just plays it off. I would assume you play it off. I'm not going to tell you, Rosco. You're seeing this as you're telling your story, that cherry tree growing up behind their backs. You know that probably most people are a little bit leery and scared of magic out here in the West. But what's happening behind is definitely something you've seen from the type of stuff that Sarah does. But the little girl who's standing next to you is looking over her daddy's shoulder and seeing that thing. And I can imagine that you're working on synchronizing the swaying of the leaves with the actual breeze that's swaying other trees around. I can imagine how you're working that. So that is worth the Benny. I like it. Everybody else like that? I liked it very much. I loved it.
I thought it was brilliant.
With that, you see coming around the corner, clean. His long johns are wet. Are you wearing your long johns or just your trousers?
I haven't got my trousers yet. Oh, so it's literally my long johns and my chaps.
There, yep. Well, Prospector Bob's wearing his long johns and just some overalls.
Yeah, but he's not wearing wet long johns. Wet long johns stick.
I stand far too close to the fire, and you see the long johns are starting to sizzle, and steam comes off of them.
Yep, and his long johns have gone from that really yellowy brown to more of a ivory. They probably were white at one point.
I gave them a good scrubbing with that soap.
Actually, you know what? He's probably the best off. You've seen him in quite some time. Okay, Bob says, well, if we want to get anything knocked out before we want to turn in for the night, I'll be glad to show you by the light of my torch exactly what Lynn Buckles left. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you're going to do with this. All right. So you guys head back across to Lynn Buckles' place. And I'm just going to throw in this map as the backdrops because it sort of has the area. Actually, that's a terrible one. I don't know why.
That's good enough. We know where Lynn Buckles. Are we going to the house or the claim?
You're going to the claim.
Right. So if I'm not mistaken, it was around here, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So he says it's in the mine as you guys approach his area. He said, somebody's been here. And sure enough, his little tent has been burned. And his mining equipment has been smashed. The handle of his axe or pickaxe has been broken. The little wheelbarrow-y thing that he was using for hauling stuff in and out looks like it just hammered against maybe picked up and slammed against the rock wall of the mountain until the wheel finally came off. He goes, you can tell he's visibly shaken and upset because his livelihood is at stake. Because this will take me $100 to get myself back on my feet. Oh well, follow me. He heads into the mine with you guys in tow. Roger is probably a little ginger for walking. You might want to just carry Roger.
No.
At this point.
He's tucked into his little hammocks that's slung on my back. He's curled up and hopefully fast asleep.
Perfect. And into the mine you guys descend. He descends roughly 100 feet straight ahead, and you can tell that this has been scrabbled out hard work. I mean, just you guys live a hard life, but the thought of taking a pickaxe and digging into the side of this freaking hill 100 feet, and then it takes a turn to the left, and you're just like, this is ridiculous. He leads you into a small chamber, and you can see that on the far side of the chamber, there's a drop-off that's natural. Reminds you a little bit of where the skulls were, but you can hear water down below. And into the rock wall behind you, there has been carved out a square in the wall. The square, it goes back about 2 feet and is about 2.5 feet-ish tall. In that square in the wall is a Smith & Robards self-fastening safe. This safe is made out of ghost steel. It has a one-time action that when you set it up, it drives its pylons into the solid rock where it's pretty much immovable unless you want to dynamite it out of that thing. It is ghost steel. You're not going to be very easily breaking into it, even with a stick of dynamite. It is got a lock upon it that has a barrel-shaped keyhole. And around the barrel-shaped keyhole are little lines going off to numbers. So it is a key and a safe, a turn safe as well. He says, yep, Lynn got this, and he came in one night and set this up. Said, if anybody had the key or the combo that they could go ahead and get in. I don't know what you got, but that's what he's left. I know it's expensive. I just no idea what's inside.
Pull out the barrel-shaped key. I pull out the
barrel-shaped key.
Yeah.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking the only number that I remember finding is 682, which is his agency badge number.
True.
So, would we know what would happen if we put the barrel key in and got the wrong number?
No. Actually, give me a common knowledge. You may have heard of these things.
Common knowledge.
There, Roscoe's not too sure. Chase is.
Kind of like broke into plenty.
Yep. And
Christine knows.
Both Chase and Sarah know that you can fiddle around with it probably 2 or 3 times before it's gonna have a negative effect of some sort that's been preset.
Okay. So who's got the key? Did you get it, Sarah? Or
Rosco pulls it out of his waistcoat pocket.
okay.
Aha!
Right. And I'll
Lynn's standing there, or not Lynn, Prospector Bob's standing there. He's interested to see what you guys do.
okay. Let's
Okay,
use...
so basically we need a code and we need the key, yeah?
Yeah, but there's 3 lines you said.
No. Around the hole are 100 numbers. It's between 1 and 100.
Oh, okay.
It's not like you're going to be... Yeah, and those of you with a raise on that their common knowledge, which was both of you, know that it's a left, right, left type of situation where you would go one way to a number and then you go back to a number and then you go to... And
Oh,
then,
I see, right, okay. So
Okay.
the badge, so what, do we have any other numbers?
Not that
Anything
we've
else that
found so far. I'm going back to the very first.
Bob says, that's too bad. I mean, I know that he had a book that he always carried with him.
We've got the book, haven't we?
You have not.
No.
He
Okay.
says he always carried it on him. And last I heard, he was going to go talk to the Little Rock Irregulars. Not Little Rock Irregulars. What am I saying? And he pauses. And he pauses to look in his book.
No, I'm trying to remember. Because there was there was like his little office.
The Ghost Steel Gang. Yeah, his little office. So you guys out of the loose floorboard, you got the barrel key and his badge. And then
we didn't get a book.
No.
See,
Now, go ahead.
I'm thinking let's try his badge number 682 because I'm not saying this in character. This is out of character. Okay, to Pete and Christine. At the end of the day, we've all got badges, haven't we, for this here thing that we're part
No,
of?
because we're not agents.
But he was. So
He was an agent.
we know that he's an agent.
Subcontractors.
Be the hired help.
Right,
Yeah.
but we know that he's an agent, and we also know that because he's an agent is
Are you saying? Wait. Are you saying this in front of Bob?
No,
I just said
no.
I'm doing it out of character.
Okay,
So this
out
is
of
for
character.
Pete and Christine.
Okay.
Right, so
Good.
we know that we're subcontractors and he's an agent, so he's not going to go and flash his badge around, is he? No.
He hid
So
the-
in
No,
which
I
case,
think
those
it's
3
hidden away.
numbers
He
are
was-
very
he was
good numbers.
undercover.
Yeah, those 3 numbers are very
They
good numbers.
They are,
numbers
but
you
they're...
have.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Hey,
it's
we could
coincidence.
try it. We could try it once.
Yeah.
Let's just... Okay,
I'd say with the wild die at 14 that you got there, Chase, you know that you... Oh, let me double check. I'll tell you if it starts right or left. And, it starts left.
Okay, so
So-
from the left, 6,
Yep.
8, 2.
And you try the handle.
Yeah.
And it's no. So
But the key worked.
The key did work. It fit
Yeah.
perfectly.
Right, okay,
Right.
I'll put the key back in my pocket.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I was
Mhm.
hoping maybe he had some, extra cash. $100 really would have helped out about now. Well,
Where's the claim with reference to the mining camp? It's north of the
What?
mining camp, isn't it?
I'm sorry. Yeah, it is.
Where we are now at Bob and Len's claim, that's north of the mining camp.
It is south slightly. So if we were saying the claim was up in
Henderson's
this knock, yeah, then it was probably just up a little ways up here that you went to the other one.
Bob,
Okay.
there's all possibility that the Henderson men saw you. Can you invoice old man Henderson for the damages? Easton?
Well, I bet you that he would not be paying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I bet you that he's very happy that I'm in this situation. Because it pushes me all the closer to what he wants, which is everyone selling their claims to him and working for him. Making nothing and him getting rich off of our sweat and blood.
Yeah.
I hope
It
Frank...
sure would have been nice if there was some money and if we could open that there safe. Money's getting a little tight. Tell you what, though, if we can take down that there gang, Ghost Steel gang, get a bit of bounty on their heads, maybe we can recompense you for your trouble.
Boy, that'd be mighty fine. That'd be mighty fine. You guys know a member of the Ghost Steel gang? Just so you know.
I do.
Lady in the
prison.
Yes.
In the jail. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Says I'm hoping that Frank Debney and the miners union, I'm throwing in my lot with them. I think that if we unionize nicely, might have a chance against Houston. Deputy's a interesting fella, a bit of a politicker. He owns the store in town, the main store there, and he bought that out. Yeah, you've heard that story. And I have told you that at one point, so it's probably in your notes. But we do know that Frank Debney bought the not the Mountain View restaurant. That's where Millie LaChance works. But he bought heavens, I just lost it. The mercantile store from one of the founders of town at a bargain after the husband went out into the aspen forest to try and find people that had been missing and himself disappeared. And he bought it for pennies on the dollar, which was, people are a little bit grumpy about that because he took advantage of the widow. That should be in your notes, but I will look up and get the proper notes on that so that you guys have that. Meanwhile, he says, is there anything else you guys need here? I mean, it's getting late. I'd offer you shelter, but I think I'm going to be begging shelter for my compatriots down the hill.
Yeah, I think we should be getting back to town.
All right. You guys stay safe, and you're always welcome here. I hope you find that there combo nation. I think that would be really interesting to see what my partner had that he was keeping in there.
Yeah, I'm right curious.
Okay.
Should we head back to the house?
That sounds good to me. So, you guys, I will take you back to the town. Yeah, I really took you to the wrong place.
Anthony?
Come on. Yes, sir.
Whilst you're moving us over to the town, how far away or how long will it take me to ride to Uriel and back?
Yuri?
Yeah.
Let me find the map here really quick and double check on. Oh, come on. Okay. Yuri is. Let me go to Uneeda County and look here.
Because it's just up on the thing, isn't it? Where do I need to go to find the
say about
Ghost Steel gang? You did point at it on the
half
thing.
a day.
So half a day to get there and half a day back.
They were. I thought that they were. Let me see here. I will double check on.
I'm going to
that.
have a look at my notes, but
Gotcha.
Yuri dropped by the bar. Right, so I've actually
Yep,
got to go
that's
to
right.
Yuri. So half a day there and half a day back. Do we
Where's
want to
this-
split the
where's this-
party?
How long have we spent resting at the camp, by the way?
I'm
While we were
sorry.
waiting? How long were we resting at the camp?
Not long. We'll say about an hour. So if you
About an hour.
guys head out now, you can be back to the house about 9.
I think we should get back in before dark. Yeah.
All right. Well, it'll be dark, but you can get in, and it's not England where in the summer it's light until 10.
So what I'm going to do is when we get back to the house, I'm going to tell Sarah and Rosco about I want to call her Clementine, but it's not. What's her name? Crystal? No.
Okay.
What's her name?
Just 2 seconds, and I will give you that.
Ipsy.
Scarlet.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah, and that she's offered me airs and graces if I can get the Ghost Steel gang to come on into town to basically free her. Now, this could actually work in our favour, especially if Heaston sends his son and posse off to chase after them. Because they'll be clear out of town for a good day, because it's going to be half a day to Yuri and half a day back.
So is that way? So you've got to go to Yuri. That's your contact with the Ghost Steel gang.
Yeah,
is
I've
it?
got to go to the inn at Yuri and then tell them that that Scarlet's sent me, and then she's basically got a day now before they haul her off, because it was 3 days and we've been in town and then we went to the miners. 2 days.
So a day and a half. Yeah,
2 days
That's
left.
good.
Yeah. So, you know,
Test.
or what we can do is we can go into Yuri, kill all of the Ghost Steel gang, bundle them back, claim all of the reward, and force Scarlet to tell us what she knows about Len Buckles. But if she knows anything, I honestly don't know, because you got you've got £4,000 there.
Now, it is wanted alive. Because they've not killed anybody.
Right, in that case, that works in our favour. We can go to Yuri, tell them that Scarlet's in trouble, get them to come with us. We tell the marshal, we brought them here alive. Can you see them? And then we get the reward. If the marshal doesn't do anything about them, that's not on us.
Old Chips. How is Chips going to respond?
Yeah. You know, so we're
Well,
not...
I think Chips might get shot. I mean, if he tries to arrest the gang and they're all standing there with their weapons, I don't think he's going to do very well.
Correct.
And
Okay.
and so yeah, and so we can always tell them, look, this is what we're going to do, etc., and get them to come to break out Scarlet, and then we can meet up a day later to find out what they can tell us about Len Buckles, because if I'm not mistaken, Bob's just said that he went to speak to them.
Went to speak to who?
The Ghost Steel gang.
Bob did? No. Len Buckles did.
Yeah, Bob just told us that Len went to speak to the
Yes,
Ghost
yes,
Steel
yes.
gang. So
Yes, he did.
they've got too many connections as far as I'm concerned, guys.
Yeah, I think maybe tomorrow if we should all head over there.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
hand the guns in. Hand the horses over to Moses. Hand the guns in. Go to the house.
I'm gonna keep one of my guns. I'm gonna tuck it in the back of my
Absolutely.
pants, underneath my coat.
Absolutely. You guys can do that.
Bullets in my pockets.
It's not like he searches you, so you
Mhm.
Yep. You do as you choose. Anyone else want to
Can we not just keep all of our weapons? Because now we've got a serious issue that people who are allowed to carry arms in this town have now made it very clear that we're on their to-do list.
Your choice, guys. You don't have
it's
to.
It's a local ordinance. I don't know what the penalty was.
The penalty was a fine and confiscation of weapons. The actual penalty. I'll find it here in just a second. City ordinance. Firearms. $10 fine and weapon confiscated.
Well, if we can get together a few old weapons, rusty weapons that aren't ours, we go and hand those in. You know, make out we're handing our weapons in, if you like, but keep back the important ones.
If you don't even want to go by the cop shop.
Yeah, we can go around a different way, can't we? Because we can.
Our house is on the outskirts, on the edge.
So we can go right the way around. I mean, we don't even need to go to the
go up Fort Bridger Trail, basically.
Well, we don't even need to hit the road. We can go cross country. We're in horses, not Formula One sports cars.
We're dropping the horses off at the livery stable, which is here. Yeah.
Well, we can always go to the house first, store the weaponry in the house.
Yeah, that's number 31, the livery stable.
Yeah, and then we can take the horses down, and then we can walk back. I can pop in the jail and ask Chips how his day's been and what have you, and just do a little bit of, friendly neighborhood service type thing.
Yep. And as far as the ordinance is concerned, you're supposed to turn it in at the sheriff's shop, at a hotel, at the front desk. If you go into a bar, you're supposed to turn it in there. You could keep it in your house as long as you're not carrying it out around. So you can probably get away with, pretty much.
I'll keep it in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see if Chips knows anything from today.
So you drop the horses off with Moses.
Yep.
Moses, and he says, "Hey, back again. Where you been? Anywhere fun?"
Yeah, we went to see Uncle Len's partner, Bob.
Okay. Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've spent the day. Lovely fella, absolutely fantastic. He's got some jokes.
He's one of the founders.
Yeah, no, he told us that 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, easily 7 or 8 times whilst we were there. I think he was quite proud of the fact that he moseyed on into town with only a couple of others on his heels, and set up the original town and staked his claims. So he's quite proud of that. And then we went and visited some of his minor friends, and then we came back and went back to his do you call it a plot or prospect, or what do you call it? His mine. Yeah, we went back to his mine. His claim. That's the one, the claim.
Yep.
But some bastard, Moses, and I mean that in the God-fearing sense of the word, decided to wreck his claim and his tools and everything for no goddamn reason.
I can guess.
You know, it's to me, being a city folk, I know the towns out in the lawless west, but still, you know, you can't just do that just because. Yeah, anyway, so that put a dampener on everything, and of course old Bob's now angry, and you know, it's a good job that he's got the funds and the backing to replace it, but it's going to take time.
Well, Bob, I've known Bob for years. Not to blow smoke at your posterior, but I'm one of the founders too. When we first came out here, and of course the Eps, but of course Standish Ep went missing in the Aspen Forest. Poor Angel lost the store to Debney coming in. Now she owns, you know, she still owns Angel's Corner, you know, the restaurant, you know, home-style breakfasts and such like that, but definitely not the same standard of living she was used to. But yeah, Prospector Bob is he's well respected around here. Hate to see him in such a dire straits. You said they wrecked his stuff, huh?
Yeah, broke pickaxe handles and, you know, the contraption thing. Burnt the man's tent. I mean, seriously, what low-life piece of shit would do that?
I could name
Excuse my language, Moses, you know, but seriously, it really ticks me off when grown-ass people decide to bully a single person.
I have a bad feeling that things are coming to a boiling point. He scratches his
my blood being
wiry white beard. It's he's rubbing down your horses as he's talking. Says that's I have a bad feeling that the miners union and Heaston, things are going to come to a boiling point, and it's not going to be pretty.
And of course, I bet you, Moses.
I'm not a big fan of Debney, just because of the way that everything was handled with Angel Ep. But you know, he's in the right. Organize the miners, have a means to push back against what's going on here in this town. I wish the town council could take more action, but it is what it is.
Moses, can you tell me if the miners like Bob and the other miners, and I named one of the other miners that we met at the mining camp, came into town with guns, they would have to hand them in, wouldn't they?
Yep.
So
absolutely, the law would be on them.
Heaston's men can roam around town, parading whatever filly horses they want, and trying to be all tough and rough and ready, and wave their guns around like they're a rogue pack of delinquents. But the working men of this town aren't allowed to wear guns unless they're in the employ of one man.
That's the case. And let me elucidate just a little bit on that.
Yes, sir.
So Amanda Lobdell, Lobdell, she's the mayor. Of course, her husband Sylvester and their family live on a cattle ranch out near Robertson. But she stays here in town most times. Town council consists of, you know, Amanda, of course, and Angel Ep, because she's one of the founders. Jerem Heaston, myself, Lin, that Chinese feller, Frank Debney, J.C. Philpott. But when it comes to throwing the money around, it's definitely Heaston. You saw the electric lights, the run by his power station up Main Street. That's from him. The baseball diamond, he put that in. He's done a lot of things for the town, but it's empty stuff. He wants to own the town.
Well, he's already changed his name.
Tell that.
Right,
That
Anthony.
was,
sorry. What were those names again? So I've got Jeremy Heaston, J.C. Philpott.
So the town council, Mayor Amanda Lobdell,
Yeah.
Angel Epp, EPP, Jerem Heaston, Moses Drachman, Lin, AHLIN, Frank Debney, who you've heard about several times, J.C. Philpott. And I don't remember him from my reading, so I'm taking a quick look right now.
Well, we know
Because-
JC because we've actually took the lease on, and that was JC.
Yes, you did. It was JC.
Yeah, so we've already met JC.
Very, very good. You have met him.
That's
Yep.
three. That's six.
No.
That's 7 people for a town that's got what?
Nope. JC is not who you're thinking about, I don't think. He owns the Two Penny Theater,
Oh,
where I think you had an invite, didn't you, Rosco? From a certain young lady? Yes, you did. There is a lady living in the hotel with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
A well-spoken lady.
There was a lady in the hotel.
And
I don't remember an invite, but
Yep, I am 2 seconds away from being able to tell you, as I have
Yeah,
set
she
this
arrived
up.
the same time as you. You two turned up at the hotel.
Where's my dang hotel?
I remember she called you a distinguished gentleman, and off camera I was laughing.
and I thought she's got taste,
Yeah.
and obviously a
Yeah.
very.
Do you guys see the hotel
astute.
in the which number it is? I'll be able to tell you.
Hotel was
21 or
21.
54. It was one of those two, I think.
Yeah.
54 is
22.
the Undertaker.
22.
Oh,
22.
The
he's
Two
in
Penny
Houston Hill
Theatre.
Hotel.
what?
Okay.
22. This one. This is the Houston Hill Hotel.
Yeah.
Thank you for the ping.
The 2 penny
That's exactly what I
theatre
needed.
is
Okay.
53.
53.
That's up on Bridges Street.
Lila Denslow. Currently performing at the Music Hall Saloon.
Oh, hang on. Music Hall Saloon. 38.
Yep.
Is just up the road from the hotel. There you go.
There you go.
Bring in that bad boy for you. Yeah, wasn't she dressed in black?
I don't personally remember how I described her, and that's
Or
my
was
own
it
problem.
Sarah that was dressed all in black?
I'm definitely dressed in all black. Yep. Mhm.
You
Right,
are.
it might have been Sarah
So-
that was dressed all in black then.
I'm lying to you. The Two Penny Theater is not the same as the Houston Hill Hotel, and she is playing in the Music Hall Saloon, which is different than the Two Penny Theater, which is 53.
Yeah.
That's where JC Philpott is. He tries. So Moses says, "Yeah, JC, he owns the Two Penny Theater. He tries anything he can to get an audience. He even bought some some of them skyrockets, from Chonghoi and Chinatown. But nearly set some stuff on fire. Poor fool. But tell you what, he's had some traveling circuses and medicine shows, and Oscar Wilde himself.
Who?
Well, you should know them being a British person. He's one of them folks from England. Oscar Wilde. He's a writer. All sorts of funny quips and quotes. Bit of a dandy. Everybody in town went to see him.
I must confess, Moses, I'm not familiar with the name.
Thought you guys might know everybody on that little island. Sorry. It's the same thing you guys do when you say, "Oh, you're from Texas." Do you know?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
No, I don't. No. My family, if he's a bit of a dandy, then my family wouldn't have moved in the same social circles. So maybe my ma and pa might have heard of him because they're still back home. But me, no, sir.
You guys still staying in that there hotel?
No, sir. We've taken a month's lease on Len's house because Len's disappeared.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And we've got until the end of the month to get Len's back rent to JC.
That makes sense.
Because he's putting it down to us to put Len's affairs in order because there's Len's niece. So unfortunately, Len's niece has picked up the
what?
debt. Yeah, that's what JC said.
I don't follow that at all. He says.
I think he's just pissed because he hasn't had rent for a month.
I don't follow that at all, says the GM too. As I'm looking at my stuff going, it doesn't quite. Yes, whatever the case, we will get to that really quickly here as I tell you about that. So, I think you guys went to the Mountain View restaurant and talked to Millie LaChance. Is that what you guys did?
No, we went to the place.
No, we went to
Nolly's Grub Counter.
Down here somewhere.
Yes, you went to Nolly's Grub Counter.
Yeah,
that is JD.
Oh, JD.
Yes. Absolutely.
They could be next door neighbors. You've got JC, and then you've got JD, and then you've got JE.
You've got JA through JX in this place.
Yep. But no, he there is no person who has inherited that.
Is there a Jay-Z in town?
I love it. Oh gosh. Anyway, so we got that Nolly gave the house's address and the whole bit, and you guys went through that. So what do you guys want to do? So he says he puts up your horses. He says, well, there's a heck of a lot going on here in this here town. And some of it's not so good, it seems. I think I'm gonna put your horses up and call it a night. Why don't we take a short break here, and we can come back and see what happens next here in town with all the amazing things that are in this book in this town. So looking forward to it. See you guys in just a second. Hey, we're back from break. Let's knock this out. You guys have finished talking with Moses. He puts your horses away in the stalls. They are well curried and did I say that correctly?
Sorry.
I'm careful saying that. Careful saying that here in the UK. But
So he's going to cook our horses, right?
and a nice masala. But
It's a curry comb, isn't it? That's the thing you use on a.
yeah. So they're well curried, which is to take good
brushed.
care of them.
They're well brushed. Yeah.
Absolutely fed, put up, and you guys are comfortable that they are being taken care of. You can feel that Roger is stirring in the papoose strap that you've got across your back, holding him in. It's not like he's getting restless. It's just you think he's probably at least awake, just lying there bored, which is never a really good thing with Roger because he starts messing with stuff if he's left alone for too long. Roger's a bit like a Muggsy from another game, just so you know. So you should probably play him as such. Okay.
So Sarah,
away from matches, you mean?
Sarah has very carefully tied on these little mittens onto his paws. Okay, so that he can't scratch at this injury, and he also can't undo things.
Well done.
You know, and so he's basically sitting there with 4 little mittens on.
Little tiny boxing gloves.
Yeah, little boxing gloves.
I think you could have easily done that with a little bit of a canvas and some needle and thread. I think that makes all the sense in the world.
He also has on this very elegant little neck cuff that goes all the way round his head.
Oh, no.
So he can't get his teeth down to these little cuffs and mittens to gnaw them off.
The cone of shame.
Absolutely.
Cone of shame.
I'm perfectly happy with that. I think Roger may resent this terribly, but it's really for his own good. Okay.
And then she's also, just to say, she's also put some little lavender pillows around him, so that basically he gets the scent of lavender and he will fall into a lovely deep sleep. So he will spend quite a lot of the time while he's injured sleeping.
Recovering all up. Perfect. Now he has been healed to the point where he can do what he needs to do, but we'll give it a couple of days for him to let the sutures heal up and properly come out as they should. You do know that they're going to need to be removed. There is a dock in town, and of course you could always go back up to the mining camp. So your call on that. Okay,
I can take sutures out.
You guys could do that yourselves.
Yeah, I can do that.
You're back to Lynn Buckles' house. You guys.
Come on, just me.
Why don't I?
Yeah, we're at Lynn Buckles' house.
Why don't I actually put you there just to do it, since I spent so much freaking time making the house.
Making the map, yeah.
Yeah, so I might as well.
Yeah.
Just for jollies.
Yep.
So, and this is.
I found the book.
This was provided for us by Pinnacle when they built this. I just happened to have added the decor that was in the description in the book with other things that were available via Roll20. Okay. You guys.
First thing, Roscoe's going to take a lantern down to the cellar.
Okay. Absolutely.
Move that pickle barrel around.
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay.
Oh, it has the little hair or the stone on this little string. Is that still there?
Before we open the hatch, we'll check that little indicator is still there.
It is. No one has opened the door.
Excellent.
Okay.
Very good.
Well remembered, Rob.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'll go down with Roscoe and help him.
I would like
got it
for Christine to give me a. Is it spell casting?
Sanity.
No. No. I'm not going to do that to her. I'm thinking
Occult or spellcasting?
Let's do a I think occult is more knowledge about all the different things. I think this is more feeling it. I want this to be a spell casting roll, even though you're not casting a spell. What do we get? That's nice. Okay. What you feel is this has been in one place just a little bit too long. You can almost feel the tendrils of evil coming up to that thing, where at any minute, some of those Manitou, some of those spirits could be back in this room.
Mm.
So we're going to have to move it every 24 hours.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So let's shuffle it over to the far corner. Swap corners.
Yeah.
All right.
Put it back where it was, or the other corner? As in, instead of it being here,
I don't know if it matters how far we move it, as long as we move it.
Yeah.
How big is this thing?
Yeah.
66.6 pounds inside of a barrel.
Yeah.
Well, we might have better chances manoeuvring it over there whilst the barrel's on its side.
Feet.
Yeah.
You can roll it. You can do the whole...
Yeah, standard barrel roll on the edge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we will say that this barrel here is now where it's at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact...
Does that resolve the issue?
It appears to. I will say, Christine, with your roll,
Mm-hmm.
you can feel the level of evil dropping. And with it, you can feel a slight ebb in your power, though you still know that in this particular house, you will get a bonus to your actions.
I'm going to get something like a broom. This day and age, it would be like a straw broom or something like that, wouldn't it?
Okay.
And I'm basically going to brush the barrel marks from where the thing was, okay, over to where it is now. So anybody looking won't see the tracks, or that we've actually been down there.
Fair enough.
It's also going to kick up some dust and whatnot. So I'll start doing that after we've put and then I'm going to clear the whole area. So even from where the siren is now up to where the barrel was, I'll sweep all of that floor area, and then I'll finish at the stairs. And then I'll just have a quick cursory glance to make sure that I've done a decent enough job that it will be passable, that if anyone did come in, that they won't know that something's moved from the pit to that far corner and then down to the bottom right corner.
Very good. And you do. I will say, give me a survival roll for how well you did this. Because survival is tracking, so I'll just do the converse.
Got 5?
That's success. Good enough. Someone would have to do a survival roll with a raise to be able to figure out that something had been done down here. And they'd have to have even probably 2 raises to figure out exactly what was done.
Yeah.
Okay. Following? So that I think will be exactly what you were intending to do.
Yeah.
So I have moved you back over to the house.
Yeah. And then we redeploy the string with the pebble on it.
Okay.
Okay. And I thought that I found the book, but it's not. It's like a lantern on the tables. So we need to try and find that book that Len always carried with him.
Well, I think we need to go see is it the Little Irregulars or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
The ones that he'd been to see last.
I would say on the off chance, we should probably have a good search of the house.
Yeah.
So maybe spend the evening really thoroughly going through all the books in the library.
Checking out all the
checking
pockets
out-
on the clothing in the wardrobe.
And no, we didn't
Yeah,
hear what you said,
checking
Anthony.
the disturbing taxidermy.
So I will say that the one thing you guys find, I'm going to just give it to you because I should have the first time. When you re-examine the hole, the loose floorboard in Unbuckle's bedroom, the bottom that you saw was black, that stuff was sitting on, it's actually his suit that's folded up. So there's a full agent uniform in there, which is a black suit with the white shirt and, men in black, except in the Old West. So that was in that hole as well. Otherwise, there is that weird thing inside of the jar that you guys have looked at before. You see that the broken up, burned up piano, it looks remarkably more like a piano than when you left. In fact, you think you could almost get some music out of it if you tried at this point.
Okay, I'll try.
It look okay. You can do a little wind on the side, and the spool goes, and it plays a little merry tune. It's a for release, little Mozart work, and you guys are like, oh, okay. It does not appear, and I'll give you, Christine, still off of your raise, that you do not sense any sentience, any other, as far as it goes to the piano itself at this
Look
point.
at that picture that watches you.
Oh, it's watching you still. But there's no sentience to it. It's just, you think, because you've seen this before, anytime the fear level seems to get up in an area, everything seems to be a little weirder. And you think it's that. You think that this house, because of how weird it's behaving, will have some effects like that. I don't know what you choose to share with your buddies, but that's what you think is just the level of weirdness going on in this house is providing that problem.
Okay. We've checked the desk area over again. Any secret little compartments? Maybe sort of, see if there's anything that pushes in or pulls out and releases tabs.
I will save you the agony of multiple rolls for nothing, because you have found everything that's available in the house. There are other things to find. They just are not in the house. At this point, there is a knocking at the door.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll look at Rosco. I'll take my
open the door.
Bowie knife out, and I'll go and open the door whilst you cover me.
Why don't you guys place your characters in the house?
I'll go this little window here. Cover you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the side of the window. In fact, take a look out and see who it is.
Hey, is Roger in the house too?
Roger's in the house, but he's upstairs.
Copy. There are 4 people outside. There's a man in a suit and 2 ladies and a younger, you'd think maybe a preteen young man, young boy, that are standing outside. Man, 2 ladies, and preteen boy.
Okay. I'll open the door ajar and I'll go.
Jehovah's Witnesses?
No Jehovah's, thank you.
Hello, says the man. And I would like a notice roll from everybody. I'm looking for I'm looking for really awesome notice rolls. Yep. Oh yeah, we're kicking it.
Damn.
So
Probably not going to do it.
anyone want to spend any bennies?
Well, I got a 5. What more do you want?
Want to spend one?
It's going to need to be a raise, I think, from the sound
It
of
is. It's a
It is
4
a raise.
and a 1.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a
it is
raise.
a raise.
Four.
Where's your 4? Where's your raise?
It's a D4. I got a 4 and then I got a 1 on the D4.
That's true. It's not come up in green, but
No.
it is a raise.
You got to hover over the 5 to see that it's a
If you
raise.
hover over Rob's roll,
You
you
got
can
a
see
4?
it's a 4 plus 1, so it's,
Yeah.
it's
He's
two
got a
dice.
D4 for notice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you succeeded in notice, but you don't get a raise. A raise would have been an 8, right?
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
right,
Okay,
okay.
yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You
I
rolled
succeeded,
over,
but I
you
didn't get a
the
raise.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to spend bennies? Otherwise, this is good to go. And we can continue.
Pointless me
Yeah,
doing it. The
I'll
chances of me
I'll spend a
rolling
penny.
2 4s
Go on.
is
There's your Benny. Take it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. If I can get more bennies. Oh, yeah. Anyway,
Mm.
so be it.
okay.
He says, have you made your peace with Our Lady? And he has a little pamphlet, and yeah, it's exactly what you guys thought. It's folks coming around to
Religious doorsteppers.
yes.
I'll raise my hat and I'll go, ladies, you might want to close your ears. And I look at the bloke and I go, fuck off.
Mhm.
And I close the door.
Oh, sir. Okay, door is shut. Looking out the window where you're looking, Rosco, you can see them depart. And they walk off down the street. Fair enough.
And I'll say, I'm sorry, Roscoe. I'm sorry, Sarah. But that shit, no. I'm not faithless. I'm not godless. But for me, if I want to communicate with the Almighty, I'll do it when and where I please.
Very good.
If you think that they might know something, then please run after them. But I'm apologizing now because of the way that I handled the door situation. Maybe next time someone comes a knocking, maybe I'll cover and somebody else can answer.
Very good. That little encounter is over. It is now pushing towards 10. I don't know what you guys want to do. If you want to go ahead and head for bed, I will say that in the house itself, in that kitchen area, there is a trough used for bathing, aside the wood-fired stove, which has wood. If anyone wants to do a bathing and things like that, this is a great time before you guys crash for the evening.
I think
The kitchen-
I was at the hotel last night. I only had a bath then, so
That's true. That's
I
true. You're
had a
good to
bath
go.
earlier,
it's not
so
even been a week yet.
I know you
2
guys
baths
are
in
great.
one day is unheard of. Even
It's unhealthy, is what it is.
Absolutely.
it's just
Probably gets
damn wrong.
Okay. Bed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, if you invited
Okay.
me in,
There
Make
we
sure
go.
everything's
I am.
make sure everything is locked up.
Yes. Okay. So you guys have
turn orders come up. Come on then.
no. I'm removing it. Yes, clear. I was clearing the list since I saw it sitting over at the side.
So
Okay.
one thing Roscoe is going to do before we
Yes.
go to bed is he's going to set up some relatively crude but effective alarms.
Tin cans on a
across the-
string. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just in
Gotcha.
case preachers come a knocking.
Where do you want to cover? The front door, or
front
the back
door, back door. What are the windows like? Are they sash windows?
They are open. They are openable.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, someone could force them. They have a little lever that sort of locks in place. And they all are locked in place to.
Yeah.
But you know that with enough wiggle shake, you could probably undo one of those.
But if we can find some
so
nails.
back door and something across the. I mean, I don't know how many of these I can set up. Probably not all of them.
You want to up the stairs type of thing?
Yeah,
Some sort of-
something across the stairs.
Absolutely. I think that you can probably set, a little can on each side of the stairs, sort of low in the dark, with a little string going across between them. Someone walking up the stairs would probably knock them over. Fair enough. I like it. Actually, I sort of love it. I'd say that both doors and up the stairs have, if someone fails a stealth roll or to get up there, that they're going to knock that thing over and cause a problem.
Mhm.
I would say if you want to spend a significant more amount of time to where you're not getting a full night's sleep, you can set it up in such a way that they would have to have a raise to get through it.
I'm going to move.
You can always take that tomorrow and fix it tomorrow too.
Yeah, no, we'll not tonight. Not tonight. Yeah, full night's
Perfect.
rest.
I'm going
Absolutely.
I'm going to move the piano to the back door at the kitchen area.
What?
Well, it's on
Rather you
wheels.
than me.
It's on
I
wheels.
love it.
Is it on
It
wheels?
is-
Yeah, because
yeah.
it moved. It moved, didn't it?
Oh,
So-
yeah, okay.
So,
this,
I'm not going to worry about the front door. The reason why I'm saying I'm moving it there is because if I was going to break in, I would do it around the back of the house, like I've done so many times before.
So something like that.
Yeah, perfect.
Except puts just far enough away from the stove that it's not going to catch fire.
Yeah.
I personally love it. The piano is across the back door.
Yeah,
Very
and then in the
good.
morning we'll move it back. Once
Wheel
we
it
know
back.
that we got through the night.
There are little kick pieces that go down to sort of hold the wheels from rolling. So you can kick that down, and so no one's going to be able to push the back door open and make it just roll.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Oh,
there is
the-
a heavy player piano across the back door.
Yeah. The front door, I'm going to take one of the chairs from the round table, and I'm going to prop
Yep.
it under the door handle.
Absolutely. So that
I
plus
was thinking about it. I could have actually done that instead of moving the frigging piano into the kitchen. But the piano's in the kitchen now, so we're all good.
You guys all watch him go across there with the piano. Yeah, okay. Very good. I assume, I'm just going to make an assumption that Roger and Sarah are in the master and that Chase and Rosco are in the other room. And nobody is setting up a pallet in the taxidermy room. Which would probably make for some great sleep. Okay.
It depends. If Roscoe
guys-
starts snoring, I'm taking my mattress and bedding, and I'm going to clear the table in the study, and I will use the table as a bed.
You have traveled with Roscoe across the plains and up here. You know his habits, and so you have made the decision to sleep with him. I assume that he's not a snorer. If he does, it's something that you tolerate quite well. I think, if anything, it may be the opposite. I think Roscoe has learned to tolerate a certain amount of Chase snoring that Chase denies completely.
Yeah, I don't snore.
Exactly. It says Chase. Okay.
Says Sarah.
You have had your long rest. I'm not going to belabor this at all. You sleep through the night. The next day you wake up naturally to the morning light coming in through your windows, and bumble downstairs, dressed and ready to go for the day. I think probably Rosco has already knocked out some coffee. What do you think?
Yeah, Roscoe's an early riser. Mm.
Yeah.
That's sort of my guess. So
Yeah.
I would bet that the rest of you can smell the coffee, and that's a phenomenal way to wake up. Is
Yep,
to
the
the smell
little
of
tiny
coffee.
fruit-filled flapjacks that he's
Oh,
cooked up
man.
on the skittle. Yeah.
Man,
And
he
of
is-
course, he's had to move the piano back because the heat
Yeah.
from the oven.
See,
I love it.
Rosco actually does know how to cook, so he knows that you don't use a skittle, you use a skillet.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so with that done,
Mhm.
you guys have had your breakfast, you've had your coffee, you're up in the morning. What do you want to do? We are at 30 minutes to the end, so let's think
well,
about what
I
you
think-
will learn.
I think, aren't we heading over to
Uriel?
Uriel?
Are you going to head to Ural? Okay, absolutely. You still need to stay in town one bit. We can.
Well, did we find the book?
Nope.
Right, so Len must have taken it with him. So we got to find Len to find out what the combo code is. Right.
Absolutely. So I need to.
Are you gonna go and pop and see Scarlet as well?
Do you guys want to
Okay.
indulge that, because you might not be back before she gets sent?
Yeah, we might need to find out where she, if she's going somewhere today. You might want to get something from her to establish our bona fides. Something we can say to the Ghost Steel gang to
I like
Yeah.
it.
we're
I like it.
we're
I like it.
from-
I like it.
Yeah, well, we've got to go
Messages
past
from
there
her.
anyway to get the horses. So for Moses. So yeah, we'll pop in quick.
I think we're at the right place here, as you guys are going across town.
just before we leave the house, we'll move
Yes.
the barrel again.
Perfect. And I
And
assume
then
you
I'll
do the
sweep
same.
it again. Yeah.
Sweep it again.
So
Okay.
what was it? Was it
So you guys
survival?
are moving from corner to corner. Yeah.
It was survival.
Yeah. If you don't mind the survival.
That's a 4. So it's
Okay.
a success.
Absolutely. Okay. So I'm rapidly flipping over for something else. Okay. You guys are moving across town. Quite a few people out in the streets. Everything's going fine. You can see the jailhouse ahead. You can see that there is a young man with a silver star pinned on his chest sitting outside. He looks nervous and probably not exactly he's not Chips. He's Chips' early morning guy, because Chips probably likes to sleep in.
Okay. Deputy,
What?
you're the
What did you say? I'm sorry.
deputy.
You said
I
deputy?
greet him with deputy.
Sir? How can I help you?
I'm Todd Flounders.
Oh, hi, Todd.
Hi. Chips has let me come on in to try and coerce some information out of Scarlet. Oh, and I also slept here the other night as well because I didn't have anywhere to sleep.
Yeah, you're the guy.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
I brought back the spider venom. No, tarantula goop. No. The the very horrible but meaningful liquor from the tarantula hole.
Oh, the tarantula hole.
Yeah, did he share
Yeah,
it with you?
No, that's a dang din of inequity if I've ever heard of it.
Ah, tell me about it. I was absolutely trolleyed. Anyway, so I was just coming on in to pay my respects to Scarlet and to see if I could sweet talk some more information out of her as to where her gang is, so we might be able to bring them in to town and collect the reward, because the reward is alive, not dead or. So I've got to be really convincing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you can talk to her. I don't have any instruction.
Perfect. And
don't be agitating.
There won't be no agitating. And we had a conversation whilst I was sleeping in here, so that's what got me thinking. I could maybe get
You
the
talk in your
information.
sleep?
Well, okay, so it was before I went to sleep.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry, you were saying something, sir, before you were so rudely
then-
cut off?
then I walk in.
I'm sorry, sir, you were saying something before you were so rudely cut off by your friend?
No, I was just looking around at that. This is a question for you. I was just looking around for wanted posters for the Ghost Steel gang. See if there's any pictures.
So there are drawn pictures. I do not physically have those to give you as a GM. However, you can look at these drawn pictures, and when you are looking for them, you can make a notice type roll and be able to compare and contrast and see if you think at this point, because you have seen those. This is a one room deal. So as you are looking at that, you can see that Chase has wandered over to a cage in the corner. Oh, by the way, where are you, Sarah and Roger?
Alrighty.
I'm joining Rosco at the pictures.
Okay. Roger is fighting to get down. He's not happy.
Is there a reason for that? Is it just that
He doesn't want to be in the backpack anymore. He's sick of it.
Okay.
You gonna let him down?
Yeah, I'm gonna take his booties off his front paws.
Okay.
But I'm gonna look at him and say, no picking at the wound. You pick at the wound and those mitts go back on.
Okay.
You behave.
Wonderful. I would like you to make a roll for me off of Roger's character sheet. So you'll need to bring it up. And it will be... Oh, gosh. Let me really quick open this up and take a quick look at something. Skills. Here we go. Just a minute. I'm almost there. Not quite there. Just when I thought I was there. Okay. I would like for you to give me a thievery roll for Roger.
Nice.
Oh, I'm rolling. What? Oh, I was rolled so far, but that's nice. Well done.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very. Oh, he's got a wound -1 on there. You need to bop off his wound. So he got an 8. So that's a raise, which is actually what I was looking for. Okay. So, Roger's doing his thing as you guys are looking at the pictures. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah.
So Scarlet stands up from where she's at in the cell, Huh. My roommate back again.
Yes, ma'am. And I get really close to the cell bars, and I go, and I hush my tone down, and I say,
You've had a bath. It's not a bad thing.
"Yeah, they forced me to do it.
No trousers still?
No, the tailor should have them done within the next, well, maybe by the end of today, I think. But
Good.
I'm fine with it. At least what I don't have, they can't disappear. So
Fair enough.
you know, so yeah, we would have been leaving to go to see the inn that you recommended
Okay.
yesterday, but unfortunately we got caught up with some horsemen, and so we had to deal with those, and made sure they didn't actually bother anyone in the area, and that took us a while to get down there and do that. So
Little Rock Irregulars?
no, more old savage deadly types.
Watch out for the Little Rock Irregulars. They're there's some bad there's some bad mojo there.
Okay. So, is there anyone in particular that I can ask for that's in that inn that you were telling me about that does that fine liquor?
Ah, I hear what you're talking about. That's an interesting one. Says the tarantula hole.
Not
She
the
leans in.
tarantula hole.
Not the tarantula hole?
No, the other one that's out of town, near the fort.
The gold coin?
I believe that's what you called it. Yeah, I just don't want to walk into somewhere and then get knifed because I'm an outsider. So, you know, as you recommended it.
You will get knifed, but you're going to get knifed by the guy named Lee Balak, Balach. Lee is the brother of Bud Balak.
Okay.
There's not necessarily good blood between them, but he'll be able to tell you where he's at with enough persuasion.
Oh, I don't have to drink another bottle of tarantula juice again, do I? That stuff was vile.
You understand, tarantula hole's an interesting place for us.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get mixed up in stuff over there because I don't want to step on people's toes.
A lot of information seems to come out of tarantula hole to the gangs.
I would have thought
I
that
don't know
might
the
be
full
right.
deals. I don't know the full deals behind all that, but something's going on at the tarantula hole that all the gangs that work in this county seem to get information from there on opportunities, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean that lad. What was his name? He's going in the wrong direction for what I thought. That one. Tarantula Hole, Barkeep Walter, Ed Sharkey.
Sharkey.
Ed seemed to know about my companions, even though I hadn't actually said anything about my companions.
They're well connected there.
So
Be careful how you approach that place, but
yeah,
there's a lot to learn there at the Tarantula Hole.
He offered me a job, so I mean, yeah. But hey, Scarlet, serious. Have you heard about when they're moving you?
Tomorrow.
Okay, right. That doesn't.
And I've heard that they've slapped on something, and she looks actually a little. You can see she's unhappy. She said, "Look, they're saying we killed folk. I ain't killed folk, but they're saying we killed folk, and I'm gonna hang."
Have you got anything on you? And again, this is at a whisper level. So I think it's at a whisper level. Yeah, it's definitely at a whisper level. Okay.
Yep.
Have you got anything?
Roscoe's going to do his bit by engaging the sheriff in conversation.
Excellent.
Very good.
The deputy.
Right.
Very good. We'll catch the deputy with you in a second.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead.
I say to her, have you got anything that I can throw at the inn to Lee to confirm that you are where you are and you are going to be moved to substantiate?
Here's the deal. Lee is not, he doesn't want to help you, but he does know what you need to know. When you get to Bud, he passes you something. You look at it, it's a little crucifix. When you get to Bud, show him this. He'll know that you talked to me.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so
Lee's not gonna help you without a little bit of nudge.
okay. If,
But otherwise, you're gonna be searching the hills forever for Bud.
right, so if by a little nudge it means a physical nudge in the right direction, would Bud take it out on me?
Nope.
Right, okay.
Just don't kill him. Don't kill Lee.
No, I promise, ma'am, I won't. Right. Hold tight. We're going to go and get you boys.
Evanston, they're moving me soon.
Evanston.
I really don't want to hang if you can.
That where you going?
Yep. I think that's right. I will double check on the map. Because Evanston is the county. Where is it?
Evanston. It's on the T-junction of the rail tracks, and it's capitals, and it's bigger than any other, so it must be a main
That is
destination.
the county seat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, I'll see if I can maybe get them to come on in and break you. It'll be easier
nice
to do it before you moved rather than, right.
I appreciate the
Hang in
thought.
there.
You've been nothing but a gentleman.
We'll try our best. Okay, love?
Okay.
All right, then.
What do you say to the sheriff? I mean, to the deputy.
I'm just getting information on the bounties, where these gangs hang out. Getting
Very good.
So on the Ghost Deal gang, what is it they are? So obviously they're not accused of murder because they're not dead or alive.
Nope. They've been
What are they accused of?
rustling cattle.
Cattle rustling. Okay.
That's the main thing that those bastards have been doing is stealing cows. Every time we try and catch them, they rush off towards the Indian lands, and we can't catch them. Never fails.
Okay. So I'm gonna I'm assuming he's got a map of the territory on there. I'll get him to point out on the map, sort of roughly, where they go to, where their areas of operation are.
Absolutely.
All that stuff.
And sure enough, I mean, you're talking about the sorry about this. The town that you're heading to, which I just forgot the name of. Uri, excuse me. They work in circles around Uri, but they've hit ranches all over. Pretty darn smart at what they do. Sit up for the night, watch what's going on. Cut out a good portion of a herd, rush them off. They brand them up with fake brands and get them sold as soon as possible. We have not been able to stop them.
I'm looking at the map that the county map that he's got there, and
okay.
I'm looking at it and said, Moon's Experimental Farm.
Yep. Yeah, Dr. Moon has done a lot of stuff with plants and things. He's been able to graft in some interesting corn that's being grown some places, and he does some work with the ghost rock stuff that it's very interesting. Don't know too much about it aside from that he works with plants, trying to make them better plants.
Okay.
The cat's having a conniption up there. I don't know what. Furball?
Yeah.
Okay. Let us decide what you're doing next. But I want to give you a salient point before you decide what you're doing. I think as you exit the prison and Roger crawls back into your arms, you notice that Roger has a ring of keys.
Okay.
Certainly very helpful.
Uh-huh.
I want to keep hold of that.
I slip those quietly out of his little paws and pop them in my pocket.
You think that there's probably a finite amount of time that the jail keys will be allowed to be missing before they're noticed. Probably at least tomorrow when they have to try and move Scarlet. Thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Now I've gone from trying to track down the gang to bring them in to get the reward for them to fight their way out. Seems like a ridiculous motion when we've got a whole host of keys that we could basically unlock any building in the town and go searching for shit.
I'm assuming that these keys are not the keys to all the buildings in town. It's going to be the keys to the jail.
Yes.
Just the jail.
That's 2 cells, which will more than likely be on the same frigging key, and the front door.
Front door and the back door.
So maybe there's 3 keys. 3 keys.
Front
for
door, back door.
Whatever.
No, because there's probably also the key in there for the weapons box where they put all the weapons and stuff.
Absolutely, that people keep. Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's quite possibly one for their safe as well, where they've maybe got some rewards to hand out.
Okay, so there's a bunch of keys on there. I'll say 5 is a bunch. Okay, I sit here in my home corrected.
Front door, back door, 2 cells, safe, weapons box.
So this gives you guys an interesting conundrum on what you want to do. Understanding that we are winding down for the night, is there anything in town you'd like to do, or are you going to ride straight to Uri?
It's
no
morning
for the rest of the day.
Oh, right.
Rest of the day.
Yeah.
Or do you want to ride straight to Uri, or do you want to? I mean, going to Uri, dealing with stuff that's more than a day. And then you're going to still have to hunt down the Ghost Steel gang wherever they tell you.
Yeah, I don't think
That's a couple of days.
Yeah, right. So when we get out of earshot, I kind of like get everybody to lean in close so that we're walking down the town tight knit. I go, look, they're moving Scarlet tomorrow morning. They've added something on, which means that she's definitely going to hang. But that doesn't make sense because the wanted poster for the gang was for cattle rustling, which isn't a hangable offence, she says. So I don't know. She doesn't know who's put something extra on or what. Now, we owe her nothing. It's just a way of getting some extra cash to give Bob, you know, to help him out, really. That's the only reason why I was thinking about getting them.
And to get the notebook.
And to get the notebook. So we have to come across the Ghost Steel gang to find out if Len left in one piece or if he left in a wooden box.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to track them down. We're going to have to meet them at some point. Now I've got connection. I've got something to introduce to the person that we need to find so that he doesn't shoot us on sight. Or do we wait until night, go in through the back door using the set of keys, subdue the sheriff or whoever is on night duty, release Scarlet, and then we ride to Uriel through the night, and then we find the gang and then hand them over, which then means we won't be able to hand in the gang to claim any of the bounties. What do you guys prefer to do? I'm easy either way, but Len is our priority, so we've got to meet with them anyhow.
I think the problem with bringing her and then riding for Uriel overnight is that puts the finger pointed plainly at us.
Only if somebody sees us.
Well, no, there's the fact that we're missing. We got missing during the night, the same night this woman gets sprung from the jail, and, you know, you were being plainly very buddy-buddy with her.
Yeah, but not being funny, I think it's going in a direction where Heaston and Max Heaston is going to try and frame us for something anyway. Mm-hmm. We've already had 2 run-ins with him. We got rid of the first one and I startled his horse. The second one, I shot his hat off his head. And you declared if you don't want a lead in you, then piss off, basically. So he knows it's us.
I'm just saying, I mean, we can go that route, but it's going to make it difficult for us to come back to this town.
Well, we come back with all guns blazing, but leave the tarantula hole alone.
I'm not comfortable with that.
No.
Now, do know that she will be transported by wagon out of town with a couple of folks.
And we know that they're going to have to go through Uri to get to Bridger, because by the looks of it, that is the closest, unless they go cross country past the feature supply and then go to Piedmont over the mountains.
Feature supply.
Foot supply?
Fort supply.
Fort supply.
Yep.
All right, Fort supply.
I would guess they would take her down to Bridger and put her on the train.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So if we can get to Uri, we can maybe catch the... But what do we then do with the keys?
Nothing. Don't have to use the keys.
But they're going to know that they're missing.
So?
I was the last one. Well, actually, we were the last ones to be in there. Unless somebody else goes in after. We could leave them on the back doorstep.
We could leave them in their dunny.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Get the horses. Where's the dunny to the... Oh, actually, the sheriff's office is right next door to the jail. So if we find a dunny, we can get the horses, go around the back, leave the keys in the dunny, and that's then a them problem, not an us problem. And if they don't check there, then when we come back later in the evening, if they're still there, we might be able to use them.
So
Just one thing before they do that, though. I'm just going to pop into the local store.
Okay.
And
Which
pop
one?
to the
Okay, go ahead.
pop to just the general store. I'm going to pop over to the little toy section. I'm going to pick up a little box, which is basically just this little box of plasticine for kids to play with. So I'll pick up this little box of plasticine, take it to the counter, buy it.
I know. I think I
It'd be
know where
very
you're
handy.
going with this.
Handy for Candy at the mine. She loved this. Thank you very much, and pay for it. And come out and basically quickly take the plasticine out and mold it down, stick the keys in and make some impressions of the keys. Then hand the keys over to Chase. There you go. Now I've got those 6 keys. Yeah, we've got some impressions of those. Very handy.
Fair enough. I'll go with that, and we'll allow that. You could probably go get those cast here in town with not too much of an issue. Let us wind up the night with understanding that you guys have left the keys out back. You've got a mold in case you need them.
Just in case.
You are going to head now to Yuri. Next, this as we go into the next session. And we do know that our young Scarlet is being taken to Evanston and will be going on the morrow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Mormon trail is not a good trail for a coach. Is that right?
It would be something that they could use. It's not quite as good as a road, like the little dotted lines, but it's better than nothing.
But we could intercept them between Yuri and Heaston Hill, or Yuri and Fort Bridger.
Yep. So we will work on that.
I mean, maybe even the Ghost Steel Gang members will know which route the jail wagons take to get to Everston.
Maybe our friendly witch can witch something up for us in terms of maybe an illusion, or
absolutely
put the drivers to sleep or something. I don't know what she's got, but something along those lines.
Yep, she's very scary. Could easily do that. All right, guys.
The important thing is we don't kill the drivers, and we don't get recognized.
Perfect. Okay. It's been a good evening. I think we've moved forward a little bit in knowledge. We've moved forward in what we're going to do. I don't know if we got quite as far as I thought was going to happen tonight, but I think we got a decent amount. I'm very interested in this brand new offshoot of the game, which is the possible rescue of Scarlet. I'm excited with that. And let's see what happens next time. Brilliant. Thanks, guys.
If you got all the way to the end, we appreciate your support. Thank you for watching the NVRA whilst we bring you content of different games. If you like what we have done, please like and subscribe.